Greetings, fellow men of culture. As always, I'm broadcasting live from the peak of Thundercock Mountain. It's been covered as much as my wife's labia covers my breakfast sausages that I suck on, so I'm sure most of you are well aware that Microsoft's gaming division is in a huge gaping hole right now. After Game Pass fell well short of its lofty subscriber goals, and very slow sales of the Series X and X consoles, Microsoft was forced to trim a great deal of fat from the filthy, sacrificial pig that Bill Gates loves to fuck.
Brother!
Microsoft's gaming division alone is getting 3,200 job cuts through 2027, with 1,600 announced by their new CEO Asha Shawarma on July 6 of 2026. It's ironic that the brown-bodied, strong, independent birthing person that a lot of these people worship ended up being the one to drop the axe on their jobs at the company. If they really wanted a competent person of color at the company, they should have hired me as director of fun engineering. These layoffs hit pretty much every studio under the Xbox umbrella, including Bethesda. It may sound surprising at first, since Bethesda is responsible for so many legendary franchises. Of course, they would need to keep all of their 100% critical employees, except when you take a good look at the company over the last 10 years, they haven't done jack shit. I'm honestly surprised layoffs didn't hit the company much sooner. They just can't put out games. Their latest Uncanny Valley entertainment void, Starfield, started development right after Fallout 4 released in 2015, and took 8 years to finish, if you can call it finished. Todd Howard finished all over Bethesda fans' faces.
I'm gonna come.
Speaking of finishing all over faces, I want to thank my channel members. I appreciate your belief in the channel and your support for what I do here. You are all welcome to finish upon Thundercock Mountain anytime.
Say!
8 years worth of time and resources. Who knows how many millions of dollars in total Starfield cost by the time it was actually put out for sale, only to launch as a timid, wet queef that hung heavy in the air above the bathtub. There was no way they could keep getting away with releasing one game every decade, with degrading quality, and not have Microsoft question why they have 800 employees if 750 of them don't do anything. Some articles have come across my desk upon Thundercock Mountain that details Bethesda and ZeniMax Online Studios employees protesting these recent layoffs outside ZeniMax headquarters. Their legs look like hot dogs. I'm usually conflicted when I hear about layoffs. I've been laid off before when I was much newer in my trade, and it sucks. It's a lot of stress, it kicks your ass into high gear to start hunting for your next job. But one glance at some of the people in these photos, and I start to think they should have let go of even more people. In the background of Hot Dog Legs Lady, you can get a glimpse of the kind of people that Bethesda deemed worthy of hiring. A few of the classic purple-haired activist classes, some tanks, some DPS, nearly half of them are women. Guarantee you all the games that made Bethesda such a legendary studio all came out before any of them worked at the company. Our players deserve better. Well, at least they're right about something. Cutting 1,600 people that were apparently sitting around all day finger popping each other's assholes is a good start. No devs, no games. That would be true if this were any studio besides Bethesda. You had hundreds of devs, and no games. Taking nearly a decade to put out mediocre, forgettable 5 out of 10 games with a few hundred developers at your disposal couldn't possibly work out forever. Don't test these testers. Obviously nobody tested Bethesda's testers for retardation, since the studio is just as infamous for its incredibly buggy games as it is for its long development times. Microsoft is killing your games. Again, what games? The Elder Scrolls 6 was announced in 2018, 8 years ago, and it's possibly several years away from release. There are no games to kill. 10 years per game with a studio the size of Bethesda isn't sustainable, and Microsoft realized so many employees was a massive waste of money. If you read any of the comments surrounding this article, you won't find much sympathy. These are the people that simply got hired and that was it. They act like it's a basic human right to simply have a job. I have no doubt that some of the people that got let go are the same people that post those day in the life of a tech employee TikToks, where they essentially just walk around different parts of their workplace collecting snacks.
Welcome to a day in my life as a Twitter employee. Also started my morning off with an iced matcha from the perch. Canceling, took my meeting, got ready for lunch. Look how delicious this food looks. Oh my goodness, I was so overwhelmed. Then made my way down to this log cabin area. I don't know what this is, but it was really cool. Played some foosball with my friends to kind of unwind a bit. Obviously had to have our afternoon coffee, so made some espresso. And then before leaving for the day, had some red wine that's on tap.
I really just want to die.
There's a good reason these employees aren't getting any sensual sympathy from anyone but their non-binary allies. These are the people that replaced developers that made Morrowind and Oblivion, pioneering games in the open world RPG genre. These are the people that completely removed nearly any semblance of complexity in Skyrim and Fallout 4, making them both essentially action games with an XP bar. Much like other studios, the ideology of Bethesda shifted from passionate game development to generic, mainstream, corporate-safe white bread, with their games being made by some of the most creatively bankrupt, social justice-focused office drones that don't care about video games at all, let alone maintaining a pedigree of excellence in the studios they work for. This is why I'm not exactly excited for the recent Fallout remake news. Bethesda recently revealed that not only is Fallout 5 in pre-production, but they are actively working on remasters of Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Not only am I sick of remasters in general, I have no faith Bethesda can release these games without somehow introducing entirely new problems that didn't exist in the original games. That's on top of the usual remaster crap like paid DLC that didn't exist in the original, and tons of censorship. There's no way games made before 2016 aren't getting their scripts completely cleansed before releasing to the modern audience. I found a hilarious article on Rock Paper Shotgun, the gold standard in gaming journalism, going over how the Canadian employees of Bethesda are getting extra screwed with these layoffs. If you were to ignore the 1,600 staffers laid off and the ongoing call for a boycott due to Microsoft providing AI tech to the Israeli military as it continues to bombard Gaza and kill Palestinians. This is an article about Bethesda layoffs, and the author can't help but insert some stupid political horseshit before they get to the point. They seriously never turn it off. The article continues, but to make matters worse, 1BGS, the Bethesda Game Studios Union, have claimed that on the same day this was announced, laid off workers at Bethesda Montreal were informed that they would receive the smallest severance legally possible without bargaining with the union. I think that's fair. Actually, I think they should owe money. I don't know what it is about Canadian developers specifically, but some of the lowest quality, embarrassing modern audience gaming stuff comes from Montreal. Sweet Baby Inc. is based there as well. I don't know what it is about Montreal. So these employees were probably responsible for 95% of the writing in Starfield. As a result, 1BGS have filed a legal complaint against Bethesda for continuing to violate labor laws in Canada. Bethesda and Xbox leadership depend on our labor to make them millions, and yet when we do, we are disposed of. Welcome to what happens to all of us. The place you're working at isn't doing very well, and the massive corporation that owns the company you used to work for is pissed. They aren't going to pay for you to wear adult diapers and film TikTok trends all day, every day, forever. The fact that so many people just collected a paycheck for who knows how long while not producing a single game is astounding. I've been laid off before. The shop supervisor just came up to me and said, "We're really slow right now. Hopefully we'll give you a call in a month." You can't just get paid to produce nothing. My wife's been laid off in the past because she wouldn't stop saying racial slurs at work. The self-correction at Microsoft has begun. Someone finally took notice that they were paying hundreds of people to either do nothing or to actively make their products worse. The Xbox brand has been ailing ever since the Xbox One announcement back in 2013. Since then, Microsoft has spent several $billion and hired thousands more employees, only for their gaming division to continue to get worse. It was only a matter of time before mass layoffs started getting handed out like paternity tests at my wedding. The adult daycare fantasy couldn't last forever, and now Microsoft is kicking Bethesda in the ass to get them to actually do something. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.